Above the trembling blue curve of Earth, countless missions have chased glory. Yet behind their triumphs lurk stories twisted by vacuum, silence, and decay. Trapped in orbit drags open the sealed lids of space's most chilling disasters, where the void hungers, and survival becomes a fragile illusion. In the early dawn of exploration, capsules wrapped in promise soared skyward only to turn into coffins adrift. A single mechanical failure, an oxygen valve, a hairline crack, could transform human brilliance into drifting ghosts. The stars, indifferent and cold, watched as men became monuments. When Apollo lifted humanity beyond Earth's embrace, no one imagined the deadliest enemy might be silence itself. Inside command modules, the air could spark into fire, systems could whisper doom before alarms even rang. The vacuum doesn't scream, it simply waits, patient, eternal. The atmosphere of low Earth orbit is a cruel paradox, so close to home, yet unreachable to rescue. A failing filter or misread pressure gauge can transform hours into eternity. In those weightless moments, isolation blurs the line between sanity and cosmic betrayal. Soyuz 11 was supposed to mark triumph, a team of 3 returning heroes. Instead, controllers found a lifeless capsule re-entering perfectly on schedule. Inside, silence ruled, a valve had cracked, bleeding their breath into nothingness while Earth gleamed below like an indifferent jewel. The tragedy taught engineers that space kills incrementally, not dramatically. No explosion, no blaze, just the invisible theft of one more molecule of life. Monitors blink, radios hum, and slowly, quietly, humanity fades where even light travels reluctantly. Farther still, technology advances, yet the margin between wonder and horror remains microscopic. Every spacewalk dangles a person over absolute oblivion. A single misstep, one gloved hand slipping free from its tether, and the stars become an ocean with no shore. On day 12 of a forgotten mission, telemetry hints at chaos. Panels run cold, instruments contradict, and whisper through static begins to sound like breathing. Isolation can spawn hallucinations, or perhaps reveal something the sensors shouldn't detect in the black between orbits. There is no up, no down, only rotation, decay, and the gnawing of metal fatigue. Solar radiation peels away dreams as hulls groan like ancient ships in the dark. What crew can endure a night that lasts half a century every 90 minutes? When Challenger broke apart before our eyes, humanity learned that progress bleeds. 7 lives blinked out in 30 seconds, scattered across the Atlantic sky. But even then, fragments still orbited, a makeshift tomb glittering in sunlight no one could feel. Columbia's final descent offered no mercy. Heat shields cracked, plasma tore through structure, and communications dissolved into static. The Earth below rushed closer, yet safety never came, only the realization that space does not forgive miscalculation. Every disaster builds monuments, but in orbit, monuments drift unseen. They circle endlessly, twisted panels, fractured helmets, each piece silently recounting the moment where routine turned to requiem. We have seeded the heavens with our own remains. To imagine floating debris is to imagine haunted relics. A wrench, a glove, a fragment of bone, all spinning together in unending choreography. They shimmer over the planet like a warning written in invisible ink, legible only to those who dare ascend. Within each rotating module, psychological isolation breeds its own violence. Whispers echo against aluminum walls, and faces reflected in helmets seem subtly altered. Space strips away ego until what stares back feels less human and more abyss. As telemetry drifts, so too does reason. Sensors show movement outside the hull when no crew member is extravehicular. The stars flicker strangely, as though responding. Fear becomes data, panic becomes a feedback loop feeding the infinite silence. Ground control listens to voices aging in delay, layered with the hiss of radiation. Each transmission a confession, half technical, half existential. You can hear the realization that death isn't falling into darkness, it's floating inside it forever. For every successful launch, countless tests end silent beneath the desert sand. Engineers whisper of capsules that vanished from radar altogether. Somewhere above, a small light may still circle, unregistered, carrying echoes of human breath frozen solid. Transmission logs from long-lost craft sometimes pulse again, brief signals suggesting movement. Is it merely reflection, or metal returning our own voice? The universe might be answering, not out of communication, but in mimicry. Black void beyond orbit isn't empty, it's ancient. Radiation storms trace patterns older than our species. Each particle collision whispers the same truth: beyond atmosphere, there are no survivors, only witnesses. The International Space Station, massive yet fragile, drifts through this infinite graveyard. Its panels bear scars from collisions with remainders of disaster. Every faint clang reminds the living of the ghosts circling ahead, silent and patient. Orbital sunrise, the metallic skin turns blood red under scattered wavelengths. Inside the module, astronauts stare toward the glow, beauty that feels like warning. Space, in its brilliance, always disguises its hunger. Major mission archives hide pages with sensor anomalies. Instruments record breathing rhythms where no crew existed. Analysts dismiss them as glitches, but cosmic horror doesn't need explanation, only acknowledgement. Imagine drifting alone after a tether snaps, rotation endless, Earth a shrinking marble. Inside the suit, breath fogs your visor as alarms fade. The human heart beats faster, not from fear, but primal disbelief that existence could end in perfect silence. Some speculate our machines remember. Circuits imprinted with panic signals repeat them like prayer. Perhaps, in the electromagnetic haze, the memory of dying frequencies recreates lost voices calling endlessly homeward. Camera once captured a streak across Jupiter's orbit, too straight, too unexplainable. Experts cited debris, but tone analysis revealed modulation. It carried rhythm, as though the void itself had begun to echo. There, in the darkness, time dilates. Hours in mission logs mismatch earthly clocks. When astronauts return, their accounts diverge, memory seems stretched, rewritten, as if space refused to let their sanity re-enter atmosphere intact. Cosmic horror is not alien teeth, it's cold arithmetic. A seal, a micrometer off weld, a missing redundancy, each calculating precisely when breath stops. The universe is an engineer with infinite patience and zero empathy. In training, astronauts learn survival, but not how to reason with silence. Silence that feels animate, expanding when the lights dim. They report sensing presence, as if emptiness were listening and responding in kind. Capsule once returned with the hatch fused shut. Inside, no remains, only scorch marks shaped like fingerprints stretching outward. Engineers said chemical reaction, poets said something else had reached back. Orbit itself behaves like a haunting, where objects never truly depart, only drift. The mathematics of decay approximates eternity. In this endless suspension, the dead endure in perpetual sunrise and shadow cycles. Gradually, viewers understand, we built our sanctuaries upon vacuum. The higher we climb, the thinner the veil between inquiry and superstition. Space exploration is not triumph, it is ritual performed at the edge of infinite indifference. Back on Earth, mission plaques glisten under museum lights. Children marvel, unaware that behind each artifact lies a chapter written in unbreathable air. Our technology is a relic of our arrogance, polished from grief. Yet the dream continues. Private ventures equip ships sleeker, faster, convinced progress can bargain with entropy. But stars care little, they consume equally the naive and the wise. Every countdown is a eulogy rehearsed. Among the archives, engineers admit a hushed superstition: never glance too long at the live feed of empty orbit. Sometimes reflective panels display motion, slow, deliberate, as though something is still working, long after mission end. And so, as we gaze upward, the line between exploration and haunting dissolves. Every light we send skyward may return as echo, as radiation, as whisper. In the unyielding silence beyond the stratosphere, humanity's story reads less like discovery, and more like confession. In the end, space does not need to kill, it only waits. We are the trembling sparks, defiant in our orbit around infinity's throat. Trapped in orbit isn't prophecy, it's documentation, the evidence of a species reaching out only to find itself reflected in the void.